Well, hey, everybody. Brendan Gulick and Anthony Moeglin with you with BrownsDigest, part of the Sports Illustrated Media Group here with Fan Nation. Live in Seattle after the Browns wrap up. Certainly a disappointing afternoon, 24-20, after the Seahawks scored with 38 seconds left to take a victory away from the Cleveland Browns and send Cleveland back home without a 3-game win streak. And Anthony, we're talking P.J. Walker here for a moment. And the reality is Cleveland is now, trying to evaluate how good they are, and they have to do it without factoring into the equation what Deshaun Watson's been capable of these last few weeks. Because the best ability is availability, and Deshaun has not been out there. And yet, Cleveland beat San Francisco, and they beat Indianapolis with P.J. Walker. And they were that close today to beating the Seattle Seahawks on the road. The question is P.J.'s magic running out? And I think, actually, the answer to that may still be up in the air. But I thought P.J. Walker probably played his best football today.
For my perspective on that question, and I agree with you, I thought he played very well today, and I was excited about this. We talked in the pregame. I'm excited to see how he is. Like, you get into that first week in San Francisco, and there's a ton of question marks. Like, who are you? Like, what is he? The defense has no idea. We have no idea. The Browns, frankly, have no idea. And he comes out, looks okay, does enough to get the win. The Colts game was a shocker to everybody. Deshaun gets hurt. He gets thrown back in. You're like, uh-oh, we just got to kind of survive. This one, it was announced on Monday he was going to be the starter. He had all week to prepare, and it was, hey, we're now in week 3. Let's see how you have progressed. And, honestly, my thought to the question, is the magic kind of running out? I think yes, but the thing is, I think today he played actually like an NFL quarterback. Like, it wasn't like, I wasn't surprised today when he was making completions down the field and he was leading drives, and you weren't sitting on the edge of your seat like, oh gosh, we got to go 75 yards and PJ's got to do it. It got to the point during the game, it was like, okay, he can do this and he has the ability to do this. And I thought I was impressed today. I thought him and Kevin worked really well together. I thought Kevin and AVP called a great game going to his strengths. And I thought he executed well. I think that he put the team, he had the team right there. He had the team right there in position to kind of get the job done.
I agree with you that largely he competed really hard. I loved his toughness, his willingness on a couple of design quarterback runs to put his head down and fight for an extra yard or two, even if it had most of the Browns fans holding their breath because of the injury situation in that position room already. But look, I'm not sitting here. I don't want to sing his praises. PJ's not the kind of quarterback you're trying to build a franchise around. But I don't think he's a full-blown liability. I think he's done a really professional job. He had a good week of preparation. He acknowledged post-game that the fact he knew he was starting the game on Monday helped him lock in a little bit more as the week's gone along. But, these things are kind of stacking on each other for him, and he is playing a little bit better. Can he make every single throw in the route tree perfectly? I don't know if I believe that. But there were certainly some moments in the game today where I thought to myself, man, this is a 3rd and long. This doesn't feel good. And then he would drop a dime into Amari Cooper on the near sideline a couple times in the first half. And it was like, okay, well, game on. Way to go be a gamer and make a play. So I appreciated his competitiveness. Yes. If Cleveland has to play with him against Arizona next week, I wouldn't rule the Browns out of winning that game. But I don't think he's the kind of quarterback that is going to take it to, the playoffs. And I'm not sure that anybody truly believes that. But in the locker room, they've got a lot of confidence in him to keep on playing well.
And they should. And the thing is, what the truth of the matter is, he's got enough for this team, especially to win games. I think, obviously, it's been said enough. This team's roster is awesome. It's one of the better rosters in the league. And if you get just decent quarterback play, you're going to be in every game. We got to figure out the turnover problem because, again, another game with 3 turnovers and 2 of them were his fault. With the first one, the strip sack, we've had a couple of those now. But this today was an empty set. He knew there was pressure coming. He even said it at the end of the game that he saw it, he thought he could get the ball out quick enough, and he should have adjusted protection. And you know what? That's a play there that led to points for the other team. And, is one he's going to want back. And then the interception to Njoku, where you can watch that over and over again. His eyes he should have dropped back in his eyes should have went boom right to David and just dumped it down before even getting any pressure and then having to try to dish one out, and he overshot it. That one's a disappointing one because you're in the red area, you're in field goal range, and I believe it was third down because I was even thinking like no turnovers, we have points in the bag. But you turn it over there, and frankly, if you get it to David, the way Njoku was playing today, may have scored because he was playing like a man possessed today, and it was awesome to watch him. But just like those turnovers, they kill you. They kill you. And Cleveland's been playing with fire every single week, losing the turnover battle. And again today, they lost it again, and it bit them, and it bit them in a tough way today.
Walker, 15 of 31, 248, a touchdown, 2 interceptions, and the lost fumble. I think if I had to grade him out, I'd probably give him a C+.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was fine. I didn't think he was great, but I thought he was plenty good enough to give the team a chance. And ultimately, you want to have a shot, right? You want to have a chance to win. And he did not play well enough to help the Browns win the game, but I'm not going to pin the loss on their shoulders either. I apologize for some of the noise over my shoulder. I thought he was okay, and I appreciate how hard he competes, and certainly hopeful that if he's got to go again next week, that he'll be ready to go and give Cleveland a chance to play the Cardinals.
Yeah, no question about it. And you can tell even that the team is starting to kind of rally around him. They love playing for him. They play hard for him. You got Amari dropping that first one. It was a bad drop, and then he caught the rest of his balls. He was in it. The guys were in it. They were making plays for him. They had him, and it just was one mistake too many. And any quarterback's been there, frankly. And if you clean that up, then you're a guy who you can rely on to win football games, not just give your team hope, but give your team a chance to win and clean those turnovers up. The Browns will be in good shape with PJ at the helm.
Seattle 24, Cleveland 20 as the Browns fall to 4-3. Seahawks are now 5-2. Cleveland coming home to play the Arizona Cardinals next weekend. For Anthony Moeglin, I'm Brendan Gulick. See you real soon on BrownsDigest.com.